Hey you guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be scoping out and prepping for my backup camera install for my Porsche 911 991. Let's go check it out. So this is a job that I've been really looking forward to doing for a while. I'm not going to get to the install today because I'll talk about that in a minute. I've got one issue I need to try and resolve, probably with a bit of help of a friend. But what I need to do is kind of take a look at the device and figure out how I'm going to install it in the car. And I'm going to get the car up on the lift and sort of walk around and talk about how I'm going to be approaching this. And then in the next video, assuming I can overcome my one little issue here with the rear bumper, I'll be doing the install itself. Now, before we get onto the job, in my last video, somebody commented that it looked like I was in desperate need of a haircut or I'd run away from the hairdresser or whatever. Yeah, I was having a rough day. And not that my hair is much better today, but you know, at least I brushed it. Interestingly though, I have been running away from my wife every day for like the past couple of weeks because she is like desperate to have a go at it herself and cut it. She wants to get the trimmer out. It's just, no, I absolutely don't want to do it. But it made me think, because I'm so against her cutting my hair and she's so excited to cut my hair, I was thinking, like, what do you guys think about this? I will do a live YouTube broadcast where we're in the garage and Ruthie is cutting my hair. And we'll do it for charity. And you can buy the super post emojis for like a couple of bucks or whatever as she's cutting my hair, and we'll try and raise some money for charity. My brother actually he works for a huge UK charity that looks after children. And we can maybe raise it for the NSPCC, the children's charity that he works for. So maybe we'll do a head shearing ridiculous Ruthie Baker haircut for me live on YouTube. That could be fun. Anyway, enough about that, enough about charities. Let's get back to the job. So here's the part. This is from kaistore.com. I'll put the details below the video. But the backup camera itself is this little guy, which is going to go on top of the license plate frame. In order to get it into the bumper, they provide you with this, not single use, but they provide you with the exact drill bit that you need to create a hole in the bumper. That's the bit of the job that I am not looking forward to. You actually do have to cut into the bumper so that you can mount and sort of plug in this backup cam. And then of course we've got the wiring, and then we've got this wiring as well, which I believe is for the power. And I'm going to be splicing or piggybacking the power from the rear tail lights. So I also need to figure out how to do that. Thankfully, one of the Bens in Porsches and Pancakes has already done this job with this exact same thing on a 991. So I'm going to benefit from his experience, but let's go scope out the job. So of course, this is where the backup cam's going to go, on the back of the car. I'm going to be drilling a hole, I think just on the underside here of the bumper, and the backup camera is going to sit kind of sort of right here in the center. And it's not going to be too noticeable. It'll be even less noticeable once the wrap comes off and you have black sitting against gray. But that's okay. It'll sit there nicely. I'm going to be tapping the power off the rear light. And actually my installation challenge that I've got right now is underneath this trim piece here. Here are the two screws that I need to remove in order to get the tail light out. But unfortunately, they've been stripped. So that is annoying. I've got an extractor I just need to find the right little drill bit for my tool over there, which is going to allow me to connect to the, you know what I need. I need a bit. So the wire is going to come from the backup camera. It's going to tap power from the light, and then the wire is going to work its way around to the front of the car because I need to connect the input into the Joy Auto device. Now, my friend Ben, who did this job previously with the same car and the same backup camera, let's see if I can turn my flashlight on here. There should be a grommet. I think it's under here. I need to double check, but there is essentially a little hole with a rubber gasket that allows me to pull cable into the cabin. So I need to find out from Ben exactly where that is, because he ran the wire from the Joy Auto through that grommet and then down along the side sills essentially, and then back out above this wheel arch and then to the bumper. So here is the wheel arch. Yeah, I could maybe get the cable behind the inner paneling here and then get it back out to the bumper. So that's going to be fun, running the wire along there. Now the Joy Auto device, let me just turn my flashlight off. The Joy Auto device is inside my car. Now yesterday I did a 6-month review on this, and a lot of people were actually asking me where I put the Joy Auto device, and I can show you. And this is only because I am able to have my steering column all the way to the top, but my Joy Auto device sort of sits underneath here, and it's not going anywhere. It's quite secure. But for the average size driver who has the steering column somewhere in the mid position, what a lot of folks have done is they've used what are they called? Zip ties, essentially to attach the Joy Auto device next to this piece here, or to the plastic rubber just underneath here. So the Joy Auto device either sits here or it sits against there. Now, there are inputs to the Joy Auto device, so I will need to take this out at some point. Let's actually pull it out here just to show you. The backup camera is one of these inputs. I believe it's this, oh, hang on. The backup camera is one of these inputs. I believe it's this brown one here, but I'll double check. But yeah, there's the very nice Joy Auto device. And I can put in a front camera and a reverse camera. So if I wanted to put a camera on the front, I can. So anyway, there's my Joy Auto device. Now, my friend Ben said he actually started with the wiring here and fed the wire backwards to the backup cam as opposed to putting the camera in first and then running the wire forward. And he used one of the snaking tools, which I actually have over here. Let's go into my cabinet of tricks. So I've got this to fish the wiring through the grommet and so on. So I'll tape it up to here and feed it through and pull it through. But the camera and the wiring, they're actually in 2 pieces. So you can disconnect the camera from the wire so that you can run the wire first and then just hook up the camera on the other side. So I think that's essentially it. I'm going to plug the backup camera in here. I'm going to feed the wiring back down, and then let's see if I can actually find the grommet. In fact, no, that's the steering column. Apparently there is a grommet back here somewhere. So I'll feed the wire through there, having plugged it into Joy Auto, and then work it from the front of the car, down the side sill, along the side of the car to the back, and then into the bumper. Now, to take the rear bumper off, there are essentially 2 or 3 screws holding it into place here, 1 or 2 on the side, I think a total of 3 or 4 along the bottom edge, and then of course a few more around this side. And then the bumper itself actually kind of latches onto the fender here, so you need to sort of lift it up and out to get it off. But we're going to start by removing the headlights on either side, then taking out the screws. Oh, there are also some screws across the top here to remove. And then take the bumper off, and then we can do the wiring job. So that's essentially it. Well, that's it for another video, guys. Thanks for checking in. Just want to make sure I do this one right, especially, I guess I'm anxious just because I've got to actually drill a hole in the back of the bumper there. If anybody's done this job before and you've got some cheats and you've got some tips that you want to share with me, I would be most grateful, and so would anybody watching the DIY video I'll be making in the next few days. Please let me know, hit me up in the comments below. Tonight I'm recording a podcast with Patrick and Steve, getting Project 996 moving. Really excited to talk with you about that, or to talk with them and you about that and getting that moving. That's going to drop over the weekend. More content coming soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye.